Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to my Carvid19 daily vlog, uploading a new video every night at 6 p.m. to keep you sane during lockdown. Guys, it's time for another Peddler's Rides. So first up in this Peddler's Ride is a new feature I'm going to call Peddlerz Pups. If you saw my midweek 180 last night, I put a call out for anyone to send in pictures of your dogs, and then at the beginning of every Peddler's Rides I will share a photograph of one of your dogs to everybody. And I'm going to start with a very special dog for the first one. Now, the owners of this dog have been following my channel for a very long time. They always comment, and I know them both quite well, and the dog is called Lottie May, a beautiful little schnauzer. Now, really sadly, Lottie actually died at the beginning of March, but I wanted to kind of start off with a bit of a tribute to her. A beautiful little dog. But what I'll do is I'll put my email in the description below. Send me a photograph of your dog. Don't forget to tell me its name, and at the beginning of every Peddler's Rides we'll take a look at one of the Peddlerz Pups. But for this episode of Peddler's Rides, we're going to actually head off to Adelaide, Australia, to a guy called Dale Ashby. Now, I could very well have put this video in the category coronavirus because, Dale, you've got it bad, my friend. However, I'm going to put it into shed heaven. But for this episode, I'm going to change the name slightly to Heavenly Shed. You'll see what I mean. Over to you, Dale.
Hi, I'm Dale from Adelaide, Australia, and I just thought I'd take you on a tour of my car shed. The shed sits at the back of the garden, and it's combined into car storage for myself, which is in the left 2/3, and a studio for my wife on the right 1/3. I hadn't planned on such a exotic shed for my cars, but a friend of mine was studying architecture, and I had a running joke with him that when he graduated, one of his first jobs could be to design me a car shed. And so when he graduated, we got together, and one thing led to another, and we ended up with this. The shed was originally only designed just to tell my wife 2 cars, but we designed it high so that we could put hoists in. But once the shed was built, I discovered I could get 5 cars in without the need for hoists, and hoists are quite ugly, so we went that way, and it's a good result, I think. First cab off the rank is the pride of the fleet, a 1962 3.8 litre E-Type convertible. I've had this car about 15 years now. It's an older restoration. It was restored before I got it, although at the time I didn't know that it hadn't been restored perhaps as well as it could have. And when I bought it, I didn't know a lot about them, and the seats were wrong. They were from a later E-Type, and it had been converted to right-hand drive, which mechanically was fine, but they'd forgotten to turn the instruments around correctly, and also the windscreen wipers were parking on the wrong side. So this was all rectified. So now, unless you looked at the chassis numbers, you wouldn't actually know it was originally a left-hand drive car. Coming round to look at the engine of the E-Type. Whole front of the car goes up. And there she is, 3.8 litres, 3 SU carburetors. There are extractors on this car, all nicely polished up with some metal polish by myself a month or 2 ago. And this engine is standard, although it has been reconditioned. Next we have my second favourite car after the E-Type, a 1973 Porsche 911 2.4S. This was originally a British car and came to Australia in the late 70s. It was initially a tarmac rally car for a lot of its life, and when I got it about 6 years ago, I had it converted back to a standard road car. It had a race engine in it, but luckily the original owner kept the original engine, so this was put back in it. The only non-standard feature is the steering wheel, which is to remember it's tarmac rallying heritage. But other than that, it's all standard. It's got the cloth insert seats, these seats in the back. Next we have my most recent acquisition that I got about 2 years ago. This is a 1990 Jaguar XJS V12 HG, and it's completely original except for one very good modification. It's been fitted with a 5-speed manual gearbox, and that really changes the nature of the car and makes it a lot more interesting to drive. And here we have a little Peugeot 205 GTI. It's one of the later ones. It's a 1995 car. It's 1.9. And this was a one-owner car when I got it about 10 years ago. Got the sunroof. And it has, its interior has been retrimmed, but I'm not sure if it's leather or vinyl, but it's in good nick anyway. It's the back seats. And very nice. Being French, so it rattles somewhat, and there's many noises when you drive it, but mechanically it goes very well. Finally, we have the little Rover Mini. This is a 40th anniversary edition, 1999. So they've been making minis for 40 years when this one came along. One of the last of the original classic minis. And this was a Japanese import. And as such, it has air conditioning. And it's such a fun little car to drive. Once you're in it, it's surprisingly big. Thanks for watching. That was the tour of my garage, and I'm looking forward to getting these babies out again on the road once this current pandemic settles down. Thanks very much.
It's everybody's garage goals right there, huh? I mean, I watched that video, I was like, oh my goodness me, the jealousy. Jealousy is a bad thing, but I got it bad. I mean, what a beautiful, beautiful place to park your cars, my friend. I mean, my little garage behind me, we've got planning to turn this into a 2-bay garage and make it look far, far nicer. Sadly, instead of spending the money on that, we bought another house. So that might have to wait for a while, but wow. And then the cars inside, I mean, where do we go? E-Type, absolutely beautiful. One of my favorites, especially the convertible version. And then we go to your Porsche, absolutely beautiful. The XJS, a manual. I mean, there's not many of them around, surely. And then to finish off, two of my favorite little cars, the 205 GTI, the 1.9 version as well. I'm hopefully going to drive one of those as soon as lockdown is finished. And then a Mini, and a beautiful Mini at that. So yes, my friend, I think that's what we call winning in life. Congratulations, mate. Now then, for our second video, we are off to a peddler called Barry Catt. Now, Barry has a very cool name considering his daily driver is a Caterham 7. But I love this video for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a big Caterham fan, as I'm sure you all know, but quite a few of you have asked what you should do about music, because if you play music that you don't have the rights to on YouTube, you get copyright strike and you can't monetize the video and so on. But Barry solved that problem by writing and performing a piece of music specifically for the video. The piece is called Enforced Isolation. I think it's a haunting and very moving piece of music, but the car's cool as well. Over to you, Barry. I love this one. great car. I mean, to daily a Caterham does take quite a bit of enthusiasm and dedication. I know when I have mine, I drive it as much as I could, but I could never daily it. But well done, mate, for doing that. And I love the fact you just love it, and it is what it is. And the piece of music was very evocative and very, very lovely, and a brilliantly put together video. So yeah, super talented, my friend. I'm very, very impressed, as I'm sure we all are. But there you go, guys. 2 really cool videos, very kind of different in style, but what I'm loving about these videos dropping into my inbox is they're all so different. I will get to everybody. I've got stuff, I've got some brilliant Audis, I'm going to do a specific Porsche video, I've got obviously loads of Minis, I've got some supercars. I think the next episode of Peddlerz Rides actually is supercars. That's going to be Saturday. So I've got a whole range of different stuff, and then I've got stuff that isn't cars. I've got some stuff on bikes and caravans and motorhomes and vans and all kinds of things. So I will be getting to you slowly. Typically I'm looking at Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday for Peddlerz Rides. So 3 films a week with a couple of videos in each one. So we've got plenty of time. We're still on lockdown for another 3 weeks probably. So I hope you carry on tuning in and enjoy the content I'm bringing you. But I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film, guys. But you take care. Stay safe.